What up, Yasharel? My head is bowed to all the princes of Yahudah and to Yasharel. Hello, Gad. My head is bowed to you. Listen, so if you don't make me spray you with a bottle, I had to bring a spray bottle. Okay. Quiet. Talked about this. Okay. So, I just want to say that whenever Yah tells you to wait. So I was putting together Ezekiel 38 for you, and I heard Father say, I want to show you something. And whenever he says that to me, I know something awesome is coming. So I say, yeah, Father. I said, what is it? And he said, I want you to go in there and study those satellites. I said, okay. So I went to YouTube, and I pulled up documentaries and watched like 4.5 hours of United States satellites. And I put those to, because y'all said I want you to start putting this together. I put Ezekiel 38 and 39 to the book of Yahuah. And then I went into Zephaniah. I went into Isaiah. And I put them to what I had studied on the documentaries about the satellite. And I'm going to tell you what Father showed me. These are the witnesses that I'm going to use, and these are the prophets of Yahuah in our Hebrew books. Ezekiel 38 and 39. Yahuah, his threat against the United States, the Roman eagles. Zephaniah, those are 7 prophets of Yahuah that bear witness, Ezekiel plus Jeremiah and Isaiah. And last, we are going to go to Ezekiel 38. But our Hebrew law says that I have to bring you witnesses that say the same thing as what Ezekiel 38 and 39 says, and that is what I do. I research it. Okay. And then last, we're going to go to this book. Reach over to the side and pull your seatbelt on, because I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind, and it's going to go according to everything you see going on across this earth right now, including in the United States and in Maui. Now, I had already learned a lot about satellites when Father asked me to go in there and look at them before, when I studied the book of Yahuah to bring it to you in one of my videos. But this, over time when Yah is teaching you, you grow with information to where you can click everything and put it together. We're going to click it. Yahuah said, as soon as the heathens realize, which would be the house of Esau in Asia, everyone that worships idols, realizes that it is me that is destroying earth right now. Not earth, but everything they built on it. The heathen world is being destroyed and everything they built. And those fallen angels over the heathen nations, the presidents, and then on up to what they call dark state, they are the ones that are running, that sit above the heathens. You understand me? Remember Psalms when he said he took their mortality from them because they were not doing it. The righteousness was out unbelievable, and Yah was pissed. Now, last days, Yah said that he will run all flesh. He will manipulate it into doing his will for last days in the house of Esau. Now, that means that Yah is absolutely orchestrating all of it. And as soon as you understand that he is even the one sending fire from the sky, you're going to understand who's really wrecking this world. He is like sitting up there with these pawns, and he is manipulating them and orchestrating them. And he already told you in ancient day what he was going to do, and he said, I Yahuah, I'm going to do it. And no one's going to stop it. You are looking at it. And as soon as you realize that, you're going to understand it. Yes, Esau has enemies to the neck. But Yah is the one that is orchestrating those enemies to come against her, being all of this Babylon, Rome has built. Now, in the book of Yahuah, he speaks directly to the eagle that sit themselves above, up in the firmament. So we know those today to be satellites, and we're going to start from there. The firmament, you would not believe how many satellites are up there. And America was the one that came up with it, and they were the eye in the sky, right? They see everything. They were looking into other nations while they were watching their own people right here in the American citizens, okay? So they have had this, okay? Now, the reason that we need a space station up there, it's actually people working down here that are watching over the satellites of the United States, is because evidently Esau couldn't colonize Yahuah's firmament, okay? So there are no lines to be drawn in the firmament, okay? Another nation can put their satellite right up over the United States, and there's nothing that the United States can say about that, because you can't do that in the firmament, what they call space. You understand? So, now, America was on top. They got all those up there. And remember what Yah said? He said, I am going to bring you to the ground. I'm going to bring you to the ground. And we've got satellites that are falling out of the firmament and landing on shores. They're trying to make you think that it's something extraterrestrial out of space. There is no space. It's sky, and them devils are locked here too. It's satellite's been knocked out of its place, and it's fell to earth. Don't be deceived. Now, something. Father showed me that because they can't colonize my firmament, he said, those satellites from other nations can go exactly where they go. And the other countries know that too. Okay? Now, in these documents, which were the United States, it was those people that, the military and the Pentagon, all that, was a documentary. 4.5 hours of it. Different ones. Was saying that, let me find a way to say this. Help me out, Father. Their satellites are in danger of China and Russia. Now, they know that Yah is, these are the humans, the strong men. They know that Yah is toppling them. They know that. Everybody knows Old Testament Hebrew books, what the Elohim said, Yahuah. Okay? So, they're concerned. And I'm going to tell you why. I found out, I am so excited, I can barely sit here. Father, you're just amazing. I found out that China has designed, and they just let off, I believe, 47 or 48 of their satellites it's not orbit, into the firmament just a few days ago. They have the technology within their satellites to cause something to happen, and from Earth, they can literally shoot a volt or whatever it is and destroy another satellite. And America doesn't have any technology to stop that. And they can't stop other nations from coming even over the United States, this continent, even Canada. Because you can't draw lines, Sophie, you can't draw lines, up in the firmament. It's free zone for everyone. Okay? Now, Russia has developed a satellite that they can place up in there. And remember, when that one busted up into all those pieces, whoever was sitting designing it down here, they said they had to hide in places, but I don't believe they're up there. They're just satellites. They had to move it so that some of the debris didn't hit it and destroy it. Okay, now that's my understanding of what these documents, I'm pretty good at studying. Now, Russia's satellites have the power, and they have an arm on them. And they can bring out an arm and snatch a satellite of the United States and bring it back to it and bust it and destroy it. Right there on site in the firmament. And that's got the United States just a little concerned. But Yah said he was going to knock those eyeballs, those eagles, to the ground. You see it setting up? And they don't have the technology to stop what China and Russia have now developed. Let's go a little further. From my understanding, a lot of the satellites have the power to shoot down an electrical ray, and they can cause fires. Literally. What did y'all say? I'm going to burn it to a crisp. And that's what he's doing. There are so many fires going on that you wouldn't believe it. And he's burning it to a crisp. These satellites have the power to do that. To burn it to a crisp. Now that we know that what we've seen on TikTok, that literally they have those machines and they're going to make you think that they're aliens. They're not fucking aliens. Those machines are equipped with people that know how to, and they're going to be the ones doing it. Do not be deceived. They're not coming from outer space. And they're going to do damage because they have this technology on them too. Now, my thing is this. We have all seen those. People have caught those, even though they didn't know what they caught. We know what they are today. And they are weapons. And if they can zero in with technology on a satellite to shoot this ray out, that's all I know to say. I forget what the name of it is. To destroy and start fires, and we've seen it do it. We have evidence of it. And it can't be stopped. Let's take the one that happened in Canada. New York was covered with orange. Washington, Seattle. All over it. Now we've got Maui. And they're hot as hell. And they spread with the wind like you wouldn't believe. I want you to ponder what Father asked me to ponder. And look at the evidence that he's allowed me to gather with my eyes, watching him. Right after that incident, and then we have the railroad. Yes, Father, the railroad's coming down. They contaminate the water with them. When this happened in Washington, we found out a plane crashed. And there's evidence on TikTok, YouTube, that it belonged to the FBI. The plane did. You have to go get that information. But my thing is at that point, that time right there, and then Canada's fires had been going off. And nobody knew how those fires started. And the smoke blew over and turned New York orange. And a lot of places, we didn't even go outside for 3 weeks because there was so much smoke. Do you understand? At this point right here, and then we had the weather balloon. I always felt there was a problem with that, okay? And I went to Father about it. Now, at that time right there, we began to see, and I was one of them, and I posted them as evidence. I didn't know what it meant at the time. That there were flags in the capital of Babylon. Every flag, Washington, all of them, they are on TikTok, were flying upside down. Tourists were coming in and saying, well, what the hell does that mean? It's flying upside down. And I was like, well, what does that mean? So I went in there and I found out. America is sending out a signal that it's distressed. At the very time that the fires went off in Canada, and then this plane. All the evidence is on my Facebook wall, and I didn't even know at the time why y'all said keep that posted. We're going to use that later. Go look. Now, from that time forward, we have nothing but forest fires on top of plants, like food processing plants, all those cows that were burned up. Are you clicking this? Satellites can do that. And they've got them as small as like a microwave, even smaller than that up there. And then all the forest fires started going off. And then we got Maui. And then we got everything breaking down in this place. We got children missing in Maui. Where are their parents? And when I saw that, I am really good at judging someone. Just watching them. That's why I'm a loner. I like to sit back in a room and just watch people. You can learn a lot, just not even making a sound. Just watching people. Sophie, that's enough. When that police officer, if you haven't seen the footage of it, you need to go get it. It's on TikTok. That police officer was being grilled by a news reporter that was saying, where are the children? How many are the children? Why don't we see any bodies of the children? Where are their parents? How come the parents aren't coming forth? Okay? And then the officer that was walking, I know he might be a part of Las Vegas. You sleep with dogs, you get fleas. They're all a part of it, but listen to me. He looked like the other patsies or decoys that they've used in the past. You go back and look, all the way back to Kennedy's assassination. And he had that look to me. That officer, that sheriff who was going to the car. He had that look, like he wanted to tell the truth and give it to you, but he couldn't. And so he got in his car and left, his truck. There is something going on here. And one thing that the public doesn't want, one thing that this Babylon government doesn't want is for the people to really know the truth and freak out, because they would take it down through panic. And so they're keeping it to themselves, but they know full well what's going on. Y'all said they would know. And some of them are so ignorant that they don't know, and y'all mentioned them too. So, and then we got literally the rays that come down, and it just lit it like a fucking Roman candle. It destroyed it. But this flag hanging upside down. And people are not like, we are not our ancestors. We don't take nobody's word for shit. We research everything that we're told. And today, I think by hanging this upside down, everything that this government thinks that they can hide anymore is right out there on Front Street. We already know about it. So when they do it, we are like, oh, this is what that means. Because Yahuah is teaching us today. Do you understand? That flag was turning upside down, and I just wonder if that wasn't the first hit by another nation, because they can be up there too. Here's something else I would like to bring to you that Father showed me. Yes, Father. Let me put that down right now. Now, 50 years ago, I found out that the United States, when they found out that this technology was becoming out here, where they could modify and use energy to create a catastrophe with the weather or the atmosphere, they signed a document that said that they would never do it. They just wouldn't do it because it was, I'll just read it to you. It was 50 years ago, the United States signed it. And you can find this on state.gov, the document. Convention on the prohibition of military or any other hostile use of environment modification techniques. Bureau of International Security and non-proliferation, these words are big, signed in Geneva, May 18th, 1977. Sorry, Father, I canceled that on Yahuah's name. May 18th, 1977. It was entered into force, OCT 5, 1978. Now, that they would never use that. And it's ironic to me that they have broken every treaty that they have ever signed or confessed or made with their mouth and signed. And Yahuah said that in the last days, which we're going to discuss that, he said, do to her what they have done. And maybe, I don't know if the other nations signed it. I don't know. I couldn't find anything, and I had to get on video for you tonight. I made that promise to y'all I would get this done tonight. I didn't find any. But if they did sign it, because America has always come out of these treaties and covenants with other nations, today it's off the board. There's none of that. And they would most definitely break it just like the United States has done, because y'all said, I am going to have other nations do to her what they have done to them, being this military and this government. And that flag was upside down on top of that. We found out, we all watched, as the debt ceiling came around. None of that money has been paid back to China. None of it. We found out through a document, and you can find this, it's out there, that Obama and Hillary signed a contract, a covenant, a document, a treaty with China, that in the event that the United States could not pay back their trillions in debt to them, that they could take land of the United States, because they would therefore own it. And they had the power through this document that they gave you. That's why we don't come to this government for shit. I've never voted a day in my life. Y'all said no. Stay off. That they can come in here and clear the land and possess it. Is that what's happening? Is that why that flag was upside down? That America never thought that any of us would ever be told by Yahuah that he knows the ways of Esau and their thoughts and the way they do things. Is that why that flag was upside down? Because they're in distress, because they know Yahuah is ripping this shit apart. If you want to know his plans, we're going to go in there. But if you want to go into Zephaniah, read all 3 of those chapters. Y'all brought me to it last night. And that's why they have no control in anything. He's broke their horn of power. And we have a war with satellites going on right above our heads in the firmament, because the United States could not colonize it, or they would have. I think that America is in more trouble than this government is going to confess to you. And I just proved it to you. They don't have the technology that Russia and China have. And Russia was a peaceful man. He just didn't want this up in his, and he wasn't going to be colonized either. And y'all used him. and exposed liberty for its military and everything they had done. I had watched a soldier on TikTok, a white man, Esau, that was saying, we shouldn't quit our jobs, because, that's not fair to the boss, not fair to the business. He said, we should find another way to put a stop to this. You will not put a stop to this. You're not going to hold this land. God wants it back. He's going to destroy it. He said, now I used to be in the military, and he said, I did some wicked stuff for them. I went in at age 17. I did wicked stuff. I want to say something about that right now. Mighty funny that the tribe of Esau and all these military men never spoke a word of all the tragedy that was really going on, and the trickery in the military, and even the abuse. Never said a word. They never said a word about our people getting slaughtered. They never said a word. They never said a word about the shit that our fucking princes go through. Yahuah and Gad. Never said a word. Until it hit your fucking front porch. Until it started affecting your good life. Until the food ran out on your table. Until you could not pay your bills. And now, the same government assistance that me and my people, single mothers of Yahuah and Gad, had to use, they are sucking it dry now while we are prospering on Yahuah, our laws, and our covenant and treaty with Him. He is going to bring everything back on their heads, even worse. But they never said a word or even acted uncomfortable with it, let alone saying that they were going to go after this government, tear it down, until it came to their home, their tent. Until this government moved in on its own people and started taking and oppressing and even killing. Now, we need to do something. It makes me angry, but it makes me very excited to watch them go through their calamity. And you see all these military men coming out now. And they've been in there for years, and they're on retirement. And you know damn good and well they are guilty of the same fucking wickedness. It's just as long as they were living the good life, like y'all said, and our food was trodden down. They never said a word, and it never was uncomfortable for them. Yahuah is orchestrating all this, and in the book of Yahuah, you're going to learn that. But I have to believe through all my study and research that America, Babylon, has fully been infiltrated, sky and ground, by other nations. And what they can't do on the ground right now, they are doing from the sky. And Yah is ordering it. And I have a question for you. And I want you to click this because it's just common sense. Who are they really afraid of? Who is really coming that they are so terrified of? You say it's an antichrist, right? It's an antichrist, a man. Well, if Yah made us in His image, then He looks like mankind. He's black. Okay? And I flat fucking guarantee you that Yah is anti-Christ. Be it Yeshua, or JC himself, because he didn't send it. And it has been worshipped as a false idol and God. And its time is up now. So who is the Antichrist that has all this power and anger and fury? They already told you they're going underground to hide their face from Yahuah for all their wickedness. I told you that. So who is coming to take earth and declare himself to be the Elohim and none other? It is Yahuah. That is their Antichrist. And if it be a man, they are talking about King David. That's the only one he anointed to be over Yasharel. When we become one tribe, Yehudah and Yasharel, as one nation. We read that. And he is the only one that will rule over this earth. God told you that. So who is the Antichrist that they fear so much? It would be Yahuah. And he is the same going through Egypt that he is going to go through here and all of earth with his judgment and his wrath. And you're looking at it. He is using all of this technology that they think they came up with, they got from those fallen watchers. Sophie, it's loaded. They got it from the fallen watchers. Who'd they get it from? Yahuah. So he is master over it, and he knows just how to use it, where it's going to be effective to him. And he already said he will have complete control and work through and use for his perfect name and purpose every flesh on this earth. All of it. To perform it last days. What is written in our Hebrew books that he spoke himself. He's doing it. And as soon as America wakes up to that it is him that their war is with, and he is bringing all this in. In the book of Yahuah, no, it's actually Ezekiel 39, I believe. It's 38 or 39. He told them, bring all of your chariots, all of your military warfare, bring in them horses. I'm going to destroy you, and I'm going to put hooks in your jaws. Anybody that comes against this, they're fighting him, he said. And I will put you into captivity or take your life. It's written. So that means everybody from this land that's flying in there to do this fucking government's bidding, y'all said I'm going to put hooks in your jaws. You will not come back. I'm putting hooks in your jaws. In your pride, I will bring you forth. They've already went forth and they went back. And now I'll bring you forth again. And I'm going to put hooks in your jaws. He's brought them forth. They're already in a war over there. Going up against Putin. That they will not win. I'm going to put hooks in your jaws. You're either going as captive or you will be killed. Those are the Creator's words that own this land. And the only Elohim that will be served from here on out. Notice how all the false gods' names are all being crushed. All the idols. And I have to say this, even though the people of Hawaii are our people of Yasharel, they are a holy tribe. They are in so much fucking witchcraft, just like Gad. Just like Yehudah. It would blow your freaking mind what they worship over there and get in God in Yahuwah's ocean to serve their gods with an idol. It is unbelievable, and I understand why Yah is destroying it. Because he said, I'm going to burn it all, and then I'm going to make it brand new for my people and for David. This is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And you have a chance. What do you think is going to happen when they do take out the United States? You know, this is what the United States, thank you, Father. Yeah. This is what the United States is afraid of. All their communication being out. So they can't communicate and organize and gather intelligence. Father said. I said I'm going to take it out. I'm going to destroy it to the ground. And she's going to sit in darkness. And they are going to do to her what she has done to them. I don't care what they tell you. Everything they do backfires. And now every little thing that happens, even though it might be an infiltration or a terrorist attack that another nation is doing, by Yahuah's force and command. Make no mistake about it. Yes, he blessed America, but he ain't doing it anymore because we have returned to him, and that is the only reason that he turned to another nation in the first place. But we've returned to him. He ain't blessing her no more. It's over. And he said, I will not give her one day past what I've given her. And I believe that's why that damn flag was upside down, and this government knows it, and they sent out the call. We are in distress. They don't have ammunition. Yah has made everything get right down to their blood sacrifices. Yeah, Isaiah 49, Jeremiah 50, all of their sorcery, Babylon's sorcery, and Egypt's is broken. As soon as they drip the blood on it, on a sacrifice, it hits the ground, and all those devils come back up and swoop back onto them by Yahuah's command. Because we are not under this anymore, and we will not bear shame. Yahuah said, I'm going to use every resource, even earth, storms and all, to destroy this once and for all. And no one is going to stop it. And that's why they look so distressed when all this breaks out. Yah said he knows it all, and he knows how Esau thinks. And everything is failing them right now. Rome is definitely falling. And those eagles that Yah spoke about in the book of Yahuah are in danger. And he is about to bring them to the ground as he promised them in that book. Very short book. Yah got right to the point. This is what's going to happen last days. And that is what's happening. You're looking at it. Kind of makes you look at it in a little different way, doesn't it? And I think that's why that cop looks so perplexed in Maui. I think that's why the chief didn't the chief resign. Because they can't give out the secret. Or none of them. They all took an oath, but it wasn't to you. And now, it's not even to Esau, their own people. And you have a chance to come to him before. You cannot. Isn't this, this is just, this is the most amazing journey that I have ever been on. I'm telling you, Yah shows me the most incredible things, and then he gives me evidence to back it up, to bring it to you. That's how he's taught me. And when he told me to click that together, that's why he told me not to come yet with that, with Ezekiel 38. America's under attack, just like y'all said. And there's sleepers here that are just waiting, because y'all said it'll fall from within first, and that's what the other nations are waiting on. But they are definitely taking land that belongs to them now. There is so much witchcraft that has been done by our people, by our tribe over there, that has defiled the land. And they worship things, Yahuah said, that are not me. I'm going to destroy it. in the worst way. He said, this is going to be nothing. And let me tell you something else. I found this ironic, so I want to share it with you, and then we're going to go to 38. Did you know that the island, of all the islands of Hawaii, they look like a man sleeping on his side? Complete head, neck, nose, lips, chin, and then the body is the rest of the islands. And ironic that the fires that broke out over there, that were so destructive, that came from the sky, didn't they say, oh, yeah, let me write that down. Oh my goodness, y'all. Didn't they say that Satan, which would be the Antichrist, was going to be able to send fire from the sky? But this is the thing, that when you were up in like a bird's eye view, the place where there was two places burning, and it would have been where the heart of the man was, and then a wound to the head. Literally looked like red. It was red fire, but on the satellite, it looked like blood, like a wound to the head, and then right here, where his heart would have been, that's where the fires were. It's funny. It's weird. Just makes you ponder it, doesn't it? This land is so defiled, y'all's not keeping it. He said, I'm going to do everything brand new for my people. That's why this will be a thing in the past. It'll just be over with. And Yahuah's kingdom is coming in, and his government in the way it was supposed to be. Because now he is legal to do that in his own laws. We went through our punishment, and now it's Esau's turn, and Asia's going with him, and anyone else that serves idols. He said he's coming for this heathen nation, and he is purging earth right now. Amazing, right? And I also found out that listen to this, that the earthquake that happened during the hurricane, the fire started where there was like a radio tower, which would have given a satellite a base. I'm not saying this right, but I'm just telling you, I'm trying to tell you, I hold a lot of information. Like an energy or a charge to set that fire that happened in California before the earthquake and the hurricane got there. Dutch sense. So they used what America's put down here to hurt people. Now, I'm sure it's got 5G on it. Y'all used it against them. It started, whoever did that started a fire, and then it activated, and let that hurricane come on up in there and all the other stuff. You don't understand how powerful this stuff is. My mind can't even gravitate around it. I just got to go in there and get little pieces where I can explain it to you, because Father has got the knowledge on it without confusing myself. It is so unbelievable. Amazing stuff, right? But this has all happened. And I believe in the book of Zephaniah and all the other books, Yah tells you, I'm going to burn it. I'm going to set fire after fire. Look at all the floods that are going on too. I had to watch that flood coming down into California. All y'all had me on it. There were so many things going off yesterday. I had to watch it. And I'm so thankful that I did, because in the late of the night, which would be for you, but it would be early morning for Hebrew. Our day starts when the sun goes down. That's when he started really putting this. I was like, oh my goodness. I said that makes so much sense, especially with the book of with Obadiah. Oh my goodness, I said it. With the book of Obadiah, for those of you that are still in Christianity, that just, it hits it. So that fucking Chinese balloon that was just floating through the air, that was nothing compared to what they have up there over the United States, where the United States could not colonize. And they are free to go wherever they want to go. the same thing that they did with other countries until they specialized and mastered that satellite for themselves. And y'all raised them up to go against the United States for him. Amazing stuff, right? And it all clicks, and you can back it all of it up, and it's got evidence from 7 of my prophets to Yahuah, who spoke everything he did, and you're looking at it. Oh, there is some horrendous stuff coming. Horrendous. And even Esau's waking up to it. And they're going to be running for Yahuah. They're just not awake to all this yet. But y'all said everyone's going to hear this. And everyone's going to bend the knee to his name. Not that Roman God. They're going to bend the knee to his willingly. All right. Levi, I've given you all that evidence, Yahuah. Thank you so much, Father, for letting it just flow. I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's get to Ezekiel 38. Awesome, right? It's unbelievable. I'm going to turn you guys, because I don't want you watching me read. I'm going to turn this up. I love 38, but I love 39. I love 39 too, so let's go ahead and here we go. And the word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, The word of Yahuah came unto me, saying, Son of Adam, set your face against Gog, the land of Magog. Now we know that's Europe, in their land of Magog. Okay? It's Europe. Gog, Edom, Mount Seir. The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against them, and say, Thus says Adonai Yahuah, Behold, I am against you, O Gog. That would mean Gog Israel. Cancel that name out in Yahuwah's name. The chief prince of, even today I meant, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And I will turn you back and put hooks into your jaws, and I will bring you forth, and your army, horses, and horsemen, all of them, clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company, a great military, with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Cush, and Libya with them, all of them with the shield and helmet. Gimmer, I hope I said that right. Gimmer and all his bands, and the house of Tamar and north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with you. Be prepared, and prepare yourselves, you and all your company that are assembled unto you, and be you a guard unto them. After many days you shall be visited. In the latter years you shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Yasharel, which have been always a waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. You shall ascend and come like a storm. You shall be like a cloud to cover the land, you and all your bands, and many people with you. Thus says Adonai Yahuah. It shall also come to pass that at the same time things shall come into your mind, and you shall think an evil thought. Now, what he's talking about is America was a superpower. And then they boasted in their own pride and arrogance and became bullies and abusers. And a wicked thought came in their heart, and they went to other countries and colonized, like we know today what this military and this government's done. That's what we're getting ready to talk about. Okay, I'm going to start that over. Thus says Adonai Yahuah, it shall come to pass that at the same time shall things come into your mind, and you shall think an evil thought. And you shall say, I will go up to the land that is of unwalled villages. Those are vulnerable nations. I will go to them that are at rest and that dwell safely. They're not afraid of anyone until the United States gets there. all of them, or Edom itself, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take as prey, to take what they have as resources, just like Africa, and to take it as a spoil, take it as prey, to turn your hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land, Sheva and Dedan, and the merchants of Tarshish, and with all the young lions thereof, shall say unto you, are you come to take a spoil? Have you gathered your company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? That's what the people ask America every time they come into their fucking country. We know it today. Therefore, son of Adam, prophesy and say unto Gog, thus says Adonai Yahuah, in that day, when my people of Yasharel dwell safely, shall you not know it? And you shall come for your place out of the north parts. No, and you shall come from your place out of the north parts, you and many people with you, all of them riding upon horses, a great company and a mighty army. And you shall come up against my people of Yasharel as a cloud to cover the land. It shall be in the latter days, and I will bring you against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in you, O Gog, before your eyes. Thus says Adonai Yahuah, are you he of whom I have spoken of in the old time by my servants, the prophets of Yasharel, which prophesied in those days many years that I would bring you against them? And it shall come to pass that at the same time, when Gog shall come against the land of Yasharel, says Adonai Yahuah, that my fury shall come up in my face. For in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Yasharel, so that the fish of the sea and the fowls of the heavens and the beasts of the field and all the creepy things that creep upon the earth and all of the men that are upon it on the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, says Adonai Yahuah. Every man's sword shall be against his brother, and I will plead it. Isn't Edom against Edom? Yes, Father, yes. Edom and Edom are the only ones warring. Esau and the brother Esau and Asia, who have been their friends until now. So we got Edom tearing down their own house because it's brother against brother. Putin is a brother of Gog in their land of Magog, being Europe, the white man. And the United States of Babylon and Canada and anything else that Rome owns are the daughters of it. Do you understand? It all belongs to Rome. And y'all's taking it. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood. And I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him, and overthrow and overflowing rain and great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am Yahuah. Anyone that gets in this war with Esau and Magog against their brother Edom, which is Russia, Putin, the prince of Russia, y'all said, I'm going to put hooks in your jaws. I'm going to put hooks in your jaws. And that is captivity in ancient Hebrew. He said, bring everything you got. You're a big military. Bring it. I'm going to take you forth. Yah is sending them towards this in Russia because of their arrogance and their haughtiness that he is going to bring to the ground along with their satellites and their false religion, their false Christ. He's going to tear it down. And that is 38. And tomorrow we go into 39. He's going to be even more clear about what's going to happen in this Magog war. And you remember Christianity and Gog, Israel, Gog, Yah addressed him as Gog, which are the synagogue of Satan, twisted this war in the books so that you would never know that it's Edom's family as a whole, Esau, the line of Cain, all the way down to the freaking garden. You would never figure that out. It was them. And that's who y'all wiping out. He's taking their water. He's taking all their animals. I believe in Zephaniah it says, I'm going to kill all the animals and I'm going to burn it to the ground. I'm going to poison the water. He is so angry with Edom as a whole. And only 144,000 of them, the third line that has evolved to mankind. That's why y'all chose our parents. He even chose them. Will come out of there, and the rest of it is going to be destroyed. All of it. And after 39, we go into what y'all is going to do, how this is going to end, where Edom's going to be buried at, what Edom is going to do when they come into captivity under Yasharel, when we take this earth. And this is the very reason why you never heard a Christian go into these books. Because you would figure out who the enemy was of Yahuah and his people. So Yah is doing what America did. He is using every resource that even the human has and using it against them to destroy them. And I want to in Isaiah 34:5, I posted that for you to read for yourself, so there's evidence of it. That there ain't no bullseye on anyone but Esau's back right now. They are literally in Yahuwah's sights, and he says that he has his sword raised, and it is toward him. So it's my job to blow the shofar and say that his sword is against the inhabitants of this earth. And he's cleaning house. I guarantee you that anyone that died over there in Maui was in curse willingly, or they would have been protected. And those other anyone else that survived it just got sure grace and mercy out of it. Yahuah is taking this back. And I'm going to tell you something. Even the earth, the animals, the trees, the plants, the fowls of the air, they all know what's happening, and they are praising his name with Yasharel. So we can get this wickedness out of here. You got Christians out there saying, especially they're white men, and they're saying, calling out the cabal. They are wicked. We need to just know you are them too, because you hold their religion and beliefs. You teach them too. You do their witchcraft in their holidays. We have holy days. They have holidays, because they are wicked to the core what they do, and it is not what you think they do and what you're doing in your own house. That's not what these witches are doing. But we have Christians out here coming down on the cabal. You're a member of it, boo-boo. You just don't know it yet, but you will be, because Yah said he's going to show himself to the heathen, and in a minute, you're going to be on your knees. To the house of Yasharel, I serve you fair warning, and anyone on Esau that wants to be picked to come with Yahuah. I would stay far away from anyone that celebrates these holidays coming up of these pagans, and I would not be caught dead with them. Do you understand me? Or you will be. This year, I don't think they're going to get to celebrate, because Yah told me things are going to accelerate yesterday. And instead of every week or 2 weeks, you're going to see something popping off every day. It's going to accelerate. That means the labor pains. My head's about to crown. I think it's already crowned, really, after what I've showed you that Yahuah put me on a 2-day study for. And that's what I said. He will teach me things. I don't care if it's a year, 2 years ago, and then when I've got all of it together, he will line it up and say, push it together and tell me what it is. And I understand it every single time. Get ready, because this stuff that you're seeing is not going to be anything compared to what is coming. And he has already told you, we're going to find out in 39 what's coming this way. Separate yourself from everything that this government holds. I don't care if it's assistance. Yah's is a good shepherd. If you're on assistance, then Rome owns you. Yah said, I will feed my people, and they will eat, and they will be happy. They will be satisfied, and no one's going to take their peace, and no one's going to scare them. And Yah said, once I open this up to make them look at what this really is, this government, this military, these men, these fallen ones, what they built, and you've been worshiping. Anyone that loves it, slaughter them. Anyone that wants to try to save it, slaughter them. And you cannot prep for this, oh mighty Esau. You cannot prep for this. They're going to come for your shit, because y'all said, I let the wicked store up stuff for themselves, riches and wealth, only to give it over to the righteous. That would be Yasharel. So somebody is coming to get your stuff. And now that we know about the Satilits and some of what they can do, they know right where you are. They've zeroed in on you. They can even cause people to be sick through the towers. But Yah said, I'm going to protect my people. There's no access to our cerebral. You cannot come in there and so protected. Yah said they won't touch mine. And I'll move them away from them and hide them. But I am going to do this and destroy this nation. Now I hope you got a lot from this. I know you did. Because I was overwhelmed by it. I just fell asleep on my bed. And we were supposed to do something family last night. I was exhausted. So when I got up, I baked him some desserts and goodies and stuff. And I was just marinating on this. I couldn't wait to give it to you, but I have to make sure that I got everything straight and everything that he wants to give me. Isn't this a powerful lesson? I think that's why they look so defeated. That's what it is, defeated and tricked in Maui. Because I just believe what y'all showing me, that it was another nation and it was an attack. And Hawaii is the United States too. And now they're coming out and talking about how the white man came from these states and colonized them. And they are pissed. Because now they want to give them $700 to come out of this shit when they provoked the fight with another damn nation. By owning money and all the wicked shit that they have done. $700 to rebuild their fucking lives out of all the taxes, and then they sent what they do over to Ukraine. You think y'all's not going to get a hold of this? Oh, he is. He is. But this is his will to tear it down, and you're watching it. And people are suffering through it, like he said. They don't have a choice but to do what Yahuah said. So I hope this blessed you. And after this, you know how I do. You know how I do. Hallelujah! Yahoo! Yahoo! Yahuah! I love you, Father, so much. So you marinate with this, and you go over all this stuff that I told you and put the sequence of events together like he put them together in me. And said, now, what are you looking at? I went. And then all kinds of pieces of information that he taught me was just, I was like, oh my goodness. And then the prophets. What did I say in there? Take it to him. So you marinate on this, and then tomorrow we will come with 39. And then we're going to Yahuah. And we're going to see what he said to this American nation, this Rome that has to push itself up into other nations, colonize it, own it, and possess it. You don't possess anything anymore, not even your own people are turning against you. And Yah is provoking it, and Jacob's trouble is coming. This is pressure cooker. And Yah is turning up the heat. And you're going to see that. I bow my head to all the princes of Yehudah, to Gad and Yasharel. We are on our way out of here, but praise him while he's doing this for us. He said, I do this for you. What a beautiful father. What an advocate. It's beautiful. And until tomorrow night, I love you with all my heart. Shalom.